What is going on, everybody? This is Rawstarr, and of course, I'm joined with CW.
Hey.
And you're listening to The Misfit Effect. And today we have the fantastic honor and privilege to be joined with Urban X founder, Giana Stilts Taylor. And someone didn't turn off their phone. I can hear it in the background. So
that's not me.
I don't think mine should still be dead.
Oh. Well, I don't know what that is. So, therefore,
anyway,
didn't exist.
Didn't
happen.
It might start going off.
So anyway, let's continue. Tell everybody who you are and everything.
Oh, well, you introduced me, but I'm Giana Taylor, Giana Stilts Taylor, let's put it that way, a founder of Urban X Awards. So, yeah, I'm here. Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Oh, no problem. We are honored to have you on, actually. So, before we get into the nonsense that goes in everything else, first tell everybody who is new to what Urban X is, tell them what it is and how it's established and everything from Urban Spice and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. You took it back to Urban Spice. Yeah, we were originally Urban Spice Awards back in the day until we ran into a problem with Playboy. So we changed our name to Urban X Awards. It was founded in 2008. Myself and Alexander DeVoe pretty much came up with Urban Spice / Urban X Awards now because there was a lack of recognition for our ethnic people in the adult industry. So instead of complaining about it, we created a show. And that's 11 years later now is Urban X Awards. Okay. So it's to recognize, our ethnic entertainers that don't get recognized, but it's an all-inclusive show that includes everybody.
Yeah, and I know I was able to be a part of it since 2010. That's when I first.
No, go ahead.
That's when
I was
first
saying my phone didn't ring. See.
Somebody got a secret phone in here.
Rings.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, so I joined in 2010. So that's when I started noticing the. I know you went to what 3 CW.
I think like 3 of them.
Yeah, I've been to 3. I'm usually the first one. That was like my how many years? It was like my second year in LA.
Yeah.
No, that was so was that like 2012?
No, because you came in 2009.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you went that far back?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
No, because he. So wait, when did
we?
He came in 2010. That was his first one.
Yeah.
Okay, 2010 was your first one.
Pinky was the musical guest.
Okay, so
Pinky, yeah.
2010.
Yeah, that was
Pinky and
that was pretty cool.
Mr. I Want Salads galore.
Oh, Brian Pumper.
No.
Who was that?
Was it YG?
YG.
YG.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Tooted and Booted. Right.
Because I remember it was Tooted and Booted.
Right.
And then he came on. It was kind of. Okay,
yeah.
And people wanted Pinky to come back on.
Yeah, which is crazy because now YG is like a mega superstar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we had YG at our award show when he first came out. We also had Joe Moses too before. I forget what year we had Joe Moses, but he performed as well. I don't remember what year. I have to look that up. But Joe Moses, he's got songs. He's like in the YG and that camp. He's got songs on.
That probably was.
I don't.
09 or 08. It was one of the 2 years because I know those are the only 2 years that I didn't.
Yeah. No, nothing.
We share an addict.
No, it's ringing. Yeah, it's going to fall too.
Oh, it's like
we're having technical cell phone.
Yeah, but
that was yeah. Before that, yeah. Guess he didn't turn out to be one hit wonder.
No. I mean, shoot, he's still. I mean, he started with Tooted and Booted, and now look at him. It's crazy, but yeah, we had him. I always say that. I'm like, I had YG. We had him at Urban X Awards.
That was I met some really cool people.
I wonder if he remembers that. That's
I
funny.
remember that first year was because I didn't know a lot. Like I was only. The thing is, by that time, I had only been doing some extra work and edited for a few people, their scenes and stuff. So I wasn't really doing a lot. And then I was sitting around a group of people who I did not know, and they were mad. One in particular was mad I didn't know who she was, and I'm like, I'm sorry,
I knew who they were, but I also knew not to be a creep. So, but it was pretty. I was like, all these I've seen. College.
Here, wow.
College. I know all you from college.
And I'm sitting in the same room with you guys now.
Wow.
No, but
crazy.
The thing is, like, I've always seen is a big diversity because, like, you have people who are, get their whole TS feel. You got people who are black, Latina, Asian, etc. And the thing is, people are there to get more recognized at this award show, but everybody is getting upset now because it's not solely about one in particular race, and I find that ridiculous because, like, it's because someone is a certain race, it doesn't mean that they are disqualified from your award show.
Right. And it's never been that way. And I can see if we started as, it's the Black Awards, and then we just went into something totally different. But we've never started as the Black Awards. It was just never that. We chose the word urban because to be quite honest, there was no certain reason why it fit when we were going through that whole lawsuit thing with Playboy, and we ended up having literally like 2 days to change our name or something like that, and we had to do what we had to do at that point, and it was just like, okay, Urban X Awards, it sounds good, and we went with Urban X Awards, not thinking that it would be like, oh, you used the word urban and that's black. And it's like, well, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
And I know
it's not.
I know you said recently about like Urban Outfitters isn't.
Urban Outfitters, Urban Homes, Urban Spoon.
It's just mostly a lot of people associate, which is kind of ignorant, actually.
It's ignorant. It's very ignorant.
That's urban.
It's black.
Like when you watch politicians and they're like, it's urban. And you're like, we know who you're talking about.
Right. Like that's just a stereotype, right?
Yeah. No, but like it's even more so like I feel that it's more so the newer people in the industry because like it was 2 years when you went on hiatus, right?
We went on hiatus for 5 years.
5 years.
2012 was our last show, and we didn't come back till 2017.
So because of that, like a lot of the people who left and came in, a lot of those newer people who didn't know anything about it, those are the main ones raising a fit.
A fit. Well, I mean, it's a mixture. It really is a mixture between older people and newer people, but definitely the newer people that came in, like you said, between the time when we were on hiatus, had no idea about the award show and that it even exists. So, I guess because everyone thinks urban is black, so when you hear of the Urban X Awards is back, you think, oh, I'm not invited. Like I literally had, I think it was he's a nominee, Marcus Dupree or Marcus, is it Dupree? Marcus? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he goes, so you guys allow snow bunnies at your show? And I'm like, what? He's like, I can come to the show? And I'm like, why would you not be allowed at the show? He said, I didn't think it was for white people. And I'm like, what? Where?
Honestly,
but you don't.
Honestly, I spoke to.
Where can white people go though?
Right, like you tell me. I mean, even if it was a whole black show.
I'm not going to say which agency right now, but some of their girls came last year, and I would just bring like general conversation, and they say, yeah, a lot of girls won't show up because this is I'm like, no, this is not the black award show, and it's like it's crazy that individuals just automatically assume that.
But even if it was the black award show,
why not?
And you're invited,
why
not support it?
But that just shows, not to cut you off, but that just shows how ignorant people are and how they don't do their own research. Because if you research the history of Urban X Awards and you looked up pictures from day one, you'd see that there's been plenty of white people every single year nominated, attending, winning.
Yep.
So regardless of what you're told, so you go off of what someone tells you, oh, you can't go because it's the Black Awards.
Nina's in the Hall of Fame. I think that was year 2, right?
Who?
Nina, Nina
Hartley. Nina Hartley was in the Hall of Fame. Michael Stefano was in our Hall of Fame. Juan Cuba, like all of these non-black people are in our Hall of Fame and have won. Jules Jordan has won several years since the beginning. TT Boy was one of my sponsors and a part of the show in the beginning. I mean, it's just the lack of research shows the ignorance of a lot of these people that you're, even as an agent, like, why would you tell your girls that you've never looked up Urban X Awards? You've never done your research?
I don't know if he told them that.
Oh, no, they do. They do.
Just assume that.
No, they do.
Seems ignorant and counterproductive when it comes to making money.
Right.
Because you would network and meet all kinds of people to work with.
Right.
I'm not going to say his name on the podcast, but I'll tell you after who.
And you learn you learn the history of the industry, because I feel like a lot of the new girls and guys that have come in now, they have no idea who came before them. And a lot of people that came before them, they don't show up to AVN. They don't go to XBiz. They don't go to those shows because they weren't recognized and appreciated during that time. So they don't go. So Urban X Awards is kind of like a networking night. You can meet who came before you, who paved the way. You know, and I'm not saying you can't do that at AVN and you can't do that at XBiz, but it's more of a melting pot because no one feels alienated at Urban X Awards for the most part.
That's true. I've seen the categories and the people in attendance. It's like, this is an award show for everyone.
Everybody.
Truly, this is an award show for everyone.
I think me and CW still joke. I think the very first one we went to, and it was something that Farrah Fox won, like when she won her award. Something that she said is still one of the funniest things I've ever heard anybody say. Because she said, like big girls like this, like big too. I'm like, that is so
It's hilarious. Because back then, think about it. There was no award show that had a BBW category but us. They didn't recognize BBWs, and BBW movies were huge back then.
Do the other ones even recognize TS?
No, they all do everything separate. Like, you know, they have the Gavian, and then they have the TS Awards, in which that was just created maybe right after we did Stars on Brand. Mm-hmm. They created a show and did Stars on Brand. They ended up going to Stars on Brand as well. So, I mean, the TS Awards, they're new. But no, I don't think they were like, it was just an all-around everyone being recognized. It was always separated.
I was arguing with someone briefly on Twitter the other day. And basically I was telling them, I'm like, okay, when you think about this award show, you got to think about it as we give sometimes people who aren't recognized, who aren't seen, an opportunity to be seen. And then as soon as I said that to that person, they were like, "So you're trying to tell me black people don't get seen in the porn?" I'm like, I'm not saying that.
But that had nothing to do with color either. When you made that comment, it wasn't a color thing. It was
automatically.
In totality, it was a trans. BBWs, it wasn't necessarily a black, white-ish, purple, green color.
Exactly.
It was people that don't get recognized in other shows.
And then people get mad that certain people weren't nominated and etc. But the whole thing was they had 3 months to even put someone's name in, and like if you didn't even
so you're telling me that people are upset about people not being nominated, but they could have submitted themselves
right. We have
to be nominated.
Mm-hmm. Like, we have a pre-nom period.
And then we go.
Why do people? I don't understand. And then people complain about like not being recognized by the show, but if they've never self-submitted,
right? If you don't participate in the process, then this is what I say to people all the time. If you don't participate in the process, first of all, I don't know everyone in this industry. Second of all, it's a lot of new people. Okay, so if you're not participating in our process, then you're not going to get recognized, because guess what? Even we have directors that submit people, they might not submit you. So you should be submitting and campaigning for yourself so that you make sure that your name is popping up. Because we have a submission period where we tell everybody, make sure you go tell your fans to write you in, make sure you know. And those that are very serious about it will campaign the whole time, and you could tell, because when you're going through the votes, it's just like, well, we can tell who campaigned, and this one has only one person put their name in. It was probably themselves, and they didn't care to campaign, you know. So when you don't participate in the process, you don't get a result, you know. So I mean,
I know this same person was saying, like, when I said that back to them, that they didn't put their, like, no one put their name in, they said, well, I could have sat down all day and just put my name in repetitively. I'm like,
well, if that's what you wanted to do, then you could. But so you're telling us your fans wouldn't put your name in, so you're not popular enough to even be nominated.
Like if you just put your name in and say, hey, fans vote for me, nobody's going to vote for you?
Right. So if I'm going to sit and put my name in all day.
You deserve an award then.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, people just don't think about the things that they say. They just,
it's not like we were hiding the fact, well, like it wasn't like you were hiding the fact that nominations were going on.
No.
They were on
press releases
Instagram,
go out, Instagram, Facebook.
It was everywhere, or whatever. So all over the internet, especially in that world. So if you were too lazy to even partake in the whole thing, that's on you.
Yeah, I mean, and even like at Exotica, when I went to Exotica, I had little vote business cards, and I handed to, we put out to, you know, everybody that was there that I saw. I would hand them, you know, make sure you have your fans start putting you in for submissions, you know, pre-noms. But I mean, people just don't take the time out to do the work, but they want to be nominated. And there are some people that don't have to do the work and will still get nominated because they have that many fans and the directors put them in because they're great performers.
There's a lot of
like Anna Fox will always, I mean, she's an amazing performer, you know. Abella Danger, amazing performer. Like, you know, there are just names that will consistently come up via fan voting and directors all the time. And those are a given, you know. But, I mean, if you're new and no one knows you, or you're just getting started and you want to be recognized, you can. Yeah. We give you that opportunity.
Like, I was going through the list, and there's a lot of girls on the new list, like new incomers with the list that I've never heard of.
Never heard of before.
And it's like, okay, I've seen your face now. And even with everything going out and of the releases of who got nominated, fans who come across that be like, oh, who was this?
Who's that? Right.
Let me check that out.
You know?
Right. I mean, I've seen some press releases go up. Whose release went up today? XBiz did.
I know XBiz has done two.
They did two. They did one today, and it was this first girl's nomination in her whole career.
That was a few days ago.
No, one went out today. I read it. There was another one. It just went out like a couple minutes ago. The fetish category. Like maybe an hour ago it went up. XBiz.
It was someone else who was their first time.
It was their first. See, there you go. So there's you know what I mean? There's a lot of firsts, and they're like in their whole career though, not just Urban X. Any award show. This is their first nomination.
And they've been around for a while.
And they've been around. Yes. But it's their first time ever being recognized. You know, so that in itself, like it's, you know, there's so many people out there working that don't get recognized for anything.
And then people get upset. And then what kills me the most, and I really wish I could say names, but I'm not going to. What kills me the most is when people who are nominated and like get upset about the other nominees, then get upset that one particular person is nominated and they feel that they should not be nominated. It's like,
right.
And then they say they're going to vote for that person that shouldn't be nominated because they should have been nominated.
I feel like if you're nominated, worry about yourself. Like, okay, you got nominated, that other person didn't get nominated. Yeah. Worry about yourself. And that's, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to create some negativity for no reason.
Yeah.
For no reason at all. And then, I mean, I'm going to say people that, and then they don't do their research because some people can't even be found.
Exactly.
To be honest.
And it's like,
wow.
that they want to be nominated. They can't be found. I mean, what they're promoting, you can't type it in.
I've seen people get mad at people who aren't nominated and literally try to find their website or any scenes with that person.
Literally, what's on their tag, you go to you can't find them.
Or they have a Twitter and that person has like 50 followers and their website doesn't work.
Don't work. There's no
like
there,
just like we're like in out.
Right.
And you found
but
some
you think
segment of the internet that had a bunch of like the scenes they did, and you're like, why aren't they nominated?
Right. Or you're in and you're doing things, but you haven't updated your stuff. So how are we supposed to find you? So if everything that you have that's out there has this website on it, and you go to that website and that website is down, we're moving on. I'm not about to search for you. Like, we're not. We got too much work to do in a little crew. So
we do have to verify like every candidate,
right?
Because
it has to be verified.
And it's like you don't like. The thing is, like, what's crazy is you don't know how many people who are putting X amount of name in, whatever, and so you can't just assume that because it's this category that your candidates isn't going to be nominated, and or assume that you shouldn't put them in this category. We have to go through everybody, so they could have like 200 votes and get in, and everybody else might have 900, but because of that 200, they're right there.
Right. Still got to look them up. Still got to verify, that they exist. Still got to look at their work, I mean. And
like, and the thing is, we also got to make sure that people who are like haven't been retired since 2005 and you're still putting them in,
Right. And that's I mean, we've caught a few of those.
Like,
we've caught a few.
I'm not doing that anymore. I'm a nurse.
Yeah. We're all human working on this too. So mistakes have been made.
But you can't be nominated.
Right. You can't nominate Lacey unless she's going into Hall of Fame. Or we're having an old school, the best of the best, which I think I want to put in there because I think that would be dope. Like your favorite old school from
that would be
that'd be super dope.
Honestly, that would be fun because I already know two people who might get a lot of votes in particular than everybody else, and it's Lacey in India, but it's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, they possibly.
Next year.
There's a lot.
I don't,
people from
there's a lot in between there. For instance, we did an interview. Well, we didn't, but I was on the phone and listening, and I set up Rawstarr in India with Jasmine Kashmir.
I knew she was gonna say it.
So I mean, but it was crazy because I posted up a picture of me and Jazz, and like it just went. Like, I think I've probably had the most comments on any of my photos in my history of my Instagram. And everybody's like, Jasmine Kashmir. Holy crap. And Ralph was asking her, like, how does it feel that people call you the GOAT? Like, because he kept getting people call her that was calling in or that was sending him messages. They were like, you're going to have the GOAT.
I seen him post it. Like, because I know that, like, I used to be more frequent with it, but I listen to the radio show that India does, and who she's had on, but I've been missing it late because it's always at a time that
because it's late. It's pretty late.
It's like on a Friday.
Yeah.
And sometimes I miss it. So, but I've seen the post that he put up of her, and I'm like, oh, that's neat. Okay,
Yeah, and because she's out of the industry.
But that's an idea for you for next year. Just to throw that one in
there. I think that would be dope.
Yeah,
like, we have so many, like, old school.
It's a podcast, but my eyes lit up and you heard me scream.
I
knew that's what it was going to be.
You got super excited. And I feel like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people get excited when they hear her name because she's walking a different path right now. She's into ministry she's been into ministry since she left. She's real heavily into church ministry but it will never stop her from doing interviews with adult she still associates herself with certain people in adult because that was a part of her life. Like it was a part of her journey to get to where she is now. And that's not something that she feels like she's ever to be ashamed of, or she, it's her story. And even everybody that's into church, they have a story. Everybody has a story.
Paul was Saul.
So.
I just know like people who I watched growing up, whatever, and it's like some of them are on my Facebook under the real name now, and it's kind of like I see you in a completely different light now. Like, one, I can't watch you anymore because I know a little bit too much about you now.
Right.
But it's like, just like Lacey, for example, she's on my person. It's like, okay, no more watching.
That's true.
It gets a little weird, right?
It starts to hang out with you more. The more that time is like, I just had a conversation with you and I feel weird about this now.
Right.
This is broken down the fantasy.
Like I know your full background history.
Right. It does. It kills the fantasy pretty much because you know too much personal information about them. Like, I mean, I don't really watch porn anyway, which sounds strange coming from me, but I used to watch it when I had to edit my movies that I used to direct. That was pretty much it, and on set. But it's weird because like for instance, Mr. Marcus, like he's like family to me, and it's like I don't want to watch Mr. Marcus on, that's like family. It's weird. Like you come to my house for Thanksgiving, and everybody, Lex, Marcus, Pumper, everybody used to come to the house for Thanksgiving. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what, like, someone who we're not cool with anymore does it, whatever. And I know he has come across a few scenes with that person in them.
Nah. It's just his ugly, dumb face. His dumb face. His big, dumb face.
Nobody likes him, man.
He just like...
Jovan
Jordan.
Jovan
You say
Jordan.
his name. His big, dumb face. Because it's like, this might be like kind of hot scene. And then it pans up to his big, dumb face. And
you guys.
It's Jovan.
Hilarious.
Gross.
I mean, he's like... I'll tell you, what is it? After the podcast, I'll tell you exactly what happened. But get back to this.
Anywho, yes.
So tell us exactly what's going on for the 3 days and what days it is and everything.
Okay, so, we do a 3-day weekend. It's Urban X weekend. Friday, we have a black lingerie party, in which I was trying to change to a dungeon party.
I have a question. Is the black lingerie party going to be the same way it was last year? Because I know it's not.
What was your question?
I know. It was like all of Naomi Banks' fashion.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think we're doing the fashion show this year. That was, Naomi last year sponsored that portion because I begged her to, because I've always wanted Naomi and her intimate seduction line in doing a fashion show at the award show, and she's like, no, and I'm like, okay, well, can you just do the lingerie party then? And she said yes, and I was like, yes.
That's how I ended up meeting someone who I've become really cool with. Was during the audition. That's how I met Callie.
Callie, Confidential, yeah.
Really cool
okay, you met her.
She even trained with him.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you met her during that. Oh, okay.
I met her during the audition, like when.
Yeah,
she was
she's a sweetheart. I met her. I met her that day as well. So yeah, she's definitely a genuine person.
At first, when I met her, she thought I was the Vo, and I'm like, no, I'm raw.
Oh, well, yeah, because he is actually the one that introduced me, like, to her photos and everything online. He was like, you should have this girl come out, and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, so he invited her out, I believe.
I think I was the first black dude she saw there. And
so she's like, oh, you DeVoe?
No, I'm wrong.
But no, yeah, she's really cool.
DeVoe was a little more suave than me.
But yeah, we do. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things with the parties. I wanted to do a dungeon party for black lingerie at the little swingers place around here, which I thought would have been dope, but it's not available. So now I'm back to the drawing board. Yeah.
Come back.
What you know about the Lair? I've never known it was called the Lair.
I have a client that is she's a collared slave in BDSM lifestyle, and she goes to the Lair on Saturdays.
See, and that's funny. I never knew that it was called the Lair until Alexander said it the other day, and I'm like, I don't know what it's called. It don't have a name on the outside. It's just across the street from 7-Eleven. Damn it, I don't know. So, but Orpheus has been in the business for a long time, and he runs that place. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, can we get the place on Friday? And he hit me back and he's like, it's booked. And I'm like, oh man. And in my mind, I'm like, so how do I switch my Friday and Saturday around? Because I really want to do it, but we have the pool party on Saturday. So I'm like, so could we do a pool party on Friday during the daytime? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be the same.
Like the pool party is like
normally Saturdays.
Are you set on the location, like an area for the dungeon party?
Am I set? No, not yet. Like, I mean, I wanted that area unless I find another one. Like, I'm up in the air now.
Does that place Club Joy still exist?
I don't even know where Club Joy is or what it is. However, if you have a spot, please let me know. Yeah, you know a lot of places here.
I just hear about these places. I ain't been to all of them.
You're right.
I haven't been to all of them.
Tell me anything. But the whole weekend lineup will be Friday, Black Lingerie Party, Saturday, Fun in the Sun Pool Party, in which I plan on like making it a big adult fun day with like water slides and jumpers and games and all kinds of stuff. Wow. So we actually, because it's like people don't really swim. Our people don't swim.
I mean, they were in the
but
pool.
They did.
At
nighttime, they did. They ended up getting in the pool, which I was very surprised that we did have people in the pool. But I want to, do some more things, so you just so people have other things to do besides look at each other and drink. Some activities. So dunk tank and all of that good stuff.
Stuff will get people to get in the pool.
Right, and they get in the pool like
I'm jumping in this jumper for.
So like big water slides, and then they have the dunk tanks and the joust and boxing, and just little fun stuff that we could do. So if you don't want to swim, but that's pretty much the weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday the award show.
Okay,
and tell them again the dates. So.
Oh, it is August 16th through the 18th, and Urban X Awards is on the 18th. That Sunday. So it's Urban X weekend, August 16th through the 18th.
This is like for people's list. This is the second time y'all have done the 3-day weekend.
Right. Yes, we did it. Is it our second? This would be our. Is this our second time? Did we do 3-day weekend?
Oh, we did.
First we did. No. Did we? No. When we brought it back in 2017.
You probably did. I'm trying to remember.
It doesn't stick out. Maybe we didn't. I don't think we did. I think last year is when we did the...
I remember last year you really mentioning like...
Yeah, I think last year was the first year we did a whole 3 days.
What was on Saturday last year?
We did the pool party.
Then
Friday was the Black Lingerie.
Yes, you did all 3. Because the year before that you did a 2-day.
Right. No, we did 3-day. We did do 3-day. We did.
Because it was over here in Hollywood.
We did what's that club called in Hollywood on Hollywood and Highland? Upstairs. What was OHM? We did OHM on Friday.
That's right.
We did the mixer. I called it a mixer back then. It was OHM on Friday.
The only thing with OHM, it was like I feel that it was more so come to this. Rather than being
it wasn't an exclusive thing. It was like we had that whole upstairs. Yeah, and that's the problem when you're dealing with club situations. You have to deal with the Hollywood BS.
Like honestly, if Suave didn't come up, I couldn't get in.
Yeah, I mean, I was going down getting people in, or I was calling Nav like, "Yo, why are people not able to get in?" But I mean, that's the Hollywood. That's why I don't really like doing Hollywood parties because then, unless you're buying out the club, then you have to deal with their bullcrap. Yeah. So, so the first year we did the mixer, and then we had the daytime party in Hollywood as well.
I like that. I really enjoyed that day party.
Yeah, the day party was fun
because it was like during the daytime, it was really like cool and collective, and then at night that's when like some of the I won't say bigger names.
They did.
Some of the more bigger names came during the evening time.
Yeah,
and it was really cool.
It was cool.
And like I'm gonna say this, Misty makes a lot of stuff more fun. Sometimes.
Yeah, Misty is comical. Like when Misty shows up, it's about to it's about to go down. Because Misty, she's like the life of everybody's party. Of every party, if it's dead when she walks in, she about to get it popping. Because I mean, she just has that bubbly personality, and she's like, "Cuz I'm here, what's up?" But yeah, Misty. Yeah, we got to have Misty at everything.
It's
But
always like when you said earlier, like some people have been to your actual house, and it's like I've been to Misty's home before, and it's like she's one of the few people I've done that for in the industry.
Right.
So it's like I know you well now, Miss.
yeah, like one of those people you probably can't watch anymore. Well, look, he's like, I don't know about that. I can still watch
just make
Misty
you wanna watch
now.
Because like the thing is like I think like when I was helping her go through the list of names and gather everybody, and we had hit the lesbian part, and I'm like, I'm reading the names, I'm like, no, wait a minute, she shoots boy girl, and I'm like,
well, see, they switched too.
I'm like, this is my category. Because
Yeah.
he can tell you, all I watch is girl and machine. So it's like, I'm like, I know, this is people who are actually watching. I know.
Well, see, here's
I
a
play
tricky
video
part,
games
though.
of the nominees.
Here's a tricky part about it. Like, okay, so when you look at it now, like Julia Ann, right? So she's always shot boy girl, right? And in this last year or two, she only does girl girl. So technically, Julia Ann could go in because now she in the qualification periods, she's only done girl girl.
And see, when I think of it like that, like think of girl, I think of people who have
Never
who
done
has never on professionally shot
boy girl.
Boy girl.
And that's pretty much what she's not in there because we try to keep it at that because I think everybody I would like to thank everyone that's in that category because I don't know half of these people. So some might slip through.
Of the 10 nominees, I've watched 7 of them before.
Oh well, shit. See,
Okay, so I guess you know.
so he knows, and then it's just like, what if they did a boy girl scene once? It's like then and you just don't find it. It's like okay, but I did lesbian scenes for most of my career, and I did one or two.
Like,
so it's hard. It's a lot of research that goes into.
Someone who I know who recently has shot their first boy girl scene, I'm like, that kind of disqualifies them because they shot it like in the last 2 months, and it was their first one and the only one they shot so far. It's like,
and that's where that thin line comes in. That during the qualification period, did they shoot a boy girl scene?
So
If you did, you don't qualify anymore.
So it goes back to that. The qualification. So did you? Because I mean, it comes to like there's some girls that are retired now, but they shot and they have movies that are out in 2018 to 2019, but they're retired. So
and that's what people get mad about too. Like, well, she's retired. Like, she shot,
but she shot
40 movies,
right? And if I can still look up a movie and see her performing, then that means
it's a backlog.
She can still be nominated because technically her movies just came out.
Yeah.
So just because she retired doesn't mean anything because we're able to watch her from 2018 to 2019 still perform.
I had to ask you about a few of the names I was going through because I seen some of them had retired within the last 4 or 5 months. I'm like,
I have a question. As a director in the adult world, how many scenes end up just on the floor, just never coming out? Like ever?
All of my scenes that I've ever shot went out. So,
okay. Well, I mean, I guess you would think like
it just it depends. For what reason won't they come out? Because you're spending money. So
I think for the most part, some scenes that might not come out as if like the person just finished too soon and stuff like that.
No. There's
no. We even heard about ways around that.
There's ways around that. There's been plenty of fake pop shots and there's. You got Cetaphil.
That's what. Alex told us about.
You'll
that.
never know.
She was like, "Yeah, you just like Cetaphil, and it looks like
Yeah. There's you guys have
really?
probably watched plenty of.
And I'm like, well, I probably didn't see somebody been like, see the film.
You guys have probably watched plenty
really
of. Yeah, it's good for my skin.
This is good.
Yeah, you guys watched plenty of scenes that were probably unfinished scenes, or dude popped too early, or
I don't watch Boy Girl at all, so it's like,
okay.
But yeah, through my history, all of my movies and scenes, nothing has ever gotten canned because, like I said, one, you're spending money on talent, you're spending money on location. Hair, back then when I was a director, it was like all in. We didn't do cheap locations. We were at $100 an hour locations. We had wardrobe, we had makeup. We were paying talent what their rates were. So it's like, this scene's going out.
I gotta make sure I get something back.
Only way it can't go out is
I do know it's so much
if you don't have a model release.
Like from back when you were really doing it to what it is now, and it's like,
it's completely different. It's
because I heard someone at a recent party complain about how different it is. So,
it's been a transition. There's no companies now. There's I mean, everybody's doing things for themselves right now. It's like, you have ManyVids and OnlyFans and Pornhub where you can upload your own stuff, and it's more talent to consumer now instead of having that middleman of a company.
You
which
still
is not a bad thing.
You still got that. The thing is like, it's OnlyFans and ManyVids and whatever. Like, that is directly to the consumer. But then you also got these big companies that could blast their movies out and all this stuff.
Yeah.
To a bigger style, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, but everything has transitioned more towards the internet from the way it was back then, because like I used to walk into companies before Urban X Awards and sit down and talk to everybody. There's very few companies that exist still that you can just walk into their office and say, hey, let me talk to you. Mm-hmm. It's just not that many companies that are operating like that anymore. So it's definitely transitioned. I mean, agents were taking girls on go-sees every single day. That's how I became a director, because I had erotic diva models, and I used to take all of my girls, and then they're like, well, would you ever do scenes? And I'm like, no. I'm bringing my girls. Book my damn girls. And then one day they were like, well, will you direct? And I'm like, yeah, I'll direct. I just won't, and at that time I had just came off of reality TV, and I was like, well, the only thing I want to direct is reality stuff. So that's what I ended up doing, all reality stuff, because I had just came off of reality TV. So my first director's gig just fell in my lap. It wasn't something I was looking for. It just happened because I had like all of the hot black girls back then, so.
Well, before we go even further, tell everybody who the hosts of the show are. That's right, Michael. Who's the host of the shows are and everything.
Yes. Okay, so our show is being hosted by Nina L., Rob Piper, and Gia Milana. So that's... What? What?
That's great.
Yep. That's what? That is our 2019 Urban X Awards host. Red carpet host, I'm going to announce after I confirm today, and I'm super excited to announce this person as a red carpet host. But
by the time this air is going to be out there. But
I don't want to say it.
I know. Don't say it.
But
just in case it doesn't go through.
Right, and actually, I'm still going to say Jason Love, because he was our original male host. And I just haven't really been able to promote him, but I would really, really like to still be able to add him as a fourth host, if possible, because he was my original pick. It's just we don't know what his schedule is looking like, so we didn't want to throw him out there and promote, and he wouldn't be available. But he was definitely the one of the first picks for Urban X host this year.
And one big thing for everybody who's coming to the Urban X Awards. When you come to the award show, please look at the pictures of the past year, just so you know attire to wear. Please.
Right. Yes, please do. Like, don't come in Yeah, just look at the pictures.
Wait,
You know,
wait.
you don't have to be like
confused.
super.
Well, I guess you only
know.
shared pictures that are like appropriate because, like, I don't know what was appropriate.
No, man,
I didn't come last year, so
you didn't come last.
oh,
year.
so
Just
was it
like,
real
you
classy
know-
last year?
It's like from 2010.
I'm
to
not
now,
saying this. I'm not saying the other times
no.
I came wasn't that
No,
classy.
what I-
No, I
sometimes,
think
you know,
if-
some
you-
people come from
Some people just-
what I mean
like,
is like, for example, like
you
like
gotta sit down on that
if you
seat.
look at the other like AVN stuff like that, people come, you know, dressed up, look nice, whatever. And then it was some people who basically came in like
jeans
nothing.
or nothing or jeans
Like-
and t-shirts. Like, don't come in no jeans
What?
and t-shirts.
Like,
Like,
literally,
It's an award show.
like someone.
You're not Johnny Depp.
Someone came in a slip last year,
A
a slip.
slip.
like a lingerie.
I mean,
Well, you know, I'm
You
gonna
can
have
do
to
that.
say
How
that
did they
even
get
at
that way?
AVN,
Yeah, you
they
do
get a
that.
little risque with their outfits
like
at AVN. It's
but,
not,
you know,
but
if you
yeah.
see what else they had with it though.
what else did they have? With it?
I'll find a picture.
No,
and show you.
just tell me what it was.
It was bad.
Well,
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
it? Must
Damn,
not have been
damn.
good.
Okay.
It was bad.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just I don't even know what to say about it.
Just look.
Just dress to impress,
Dress to
goddammit.
impress.
Dress
Yeah,
to
there you
impress.
go.
That's what I'm gonna say. Dress to impress. And just,
Have fun.
just you're
Like,
gonna
try to
walk
get
the
in a
red
regular club,
carpet, and you're gonna be photographed. You don't know where those photographs are gonna go, so you want to look your best. That's
your
just what
best.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
just have fun because like it's always been a big deal. Like people have loved the Urban X Awards from the time of its creation to now. It's been inclusive, and very inclusive amongst everything. And if that big little word urban bothers you, just see it as it was created by some minorities. So that's the urban
There
side.
goes your urban side.
there you
Right
go.
there,
Be
you go.
happy, be happy, move on, and just enjoy the show and support it because they're trying to bring out the light to everybody who doesn't really get that, you know.
Right. Exactly. We're trying to recognize people
So,
that don't always get recognized, and I think that's important. And first and foremost, we're about the creativity, diversity, and unity. That's it. We want to bring everybody together for a night of honoring each other and having an amazing time. Like that's really what it's about. Just everybody under one building and just enjoying each other's company. Just having a good time. I mean, it's like a reunion. There's people that show up that you haven't seen probably in some years, or there's people that you're just going to meet for the first time if
Yeah.
you're new.
I'm sure there's
Well,
people that
I've
like you
always
look. There's
enjoyed
probably
coming up.
people being nominated or coming in the first year, and somebody shows up and they're like,
I
used to watch you.
I used to watch you. I
and
looked
actually,
up to you. Now
This
I'm
is
here.
why you are the reason I'm here.
Exactly.
especially
Which,
because we have the Hall of Fame coming up in it, so it's people who's been around since forever.
right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, so many people in Hall of Fame have moved on to doing other things now. You don't see Capri Style very much. Candace Vaughn still goes out to Exotica, but some of these people that are, not are inductees to Hall of Fame, you just don't see them on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. So it's like, oh my gosh, is that person really coming?
Yeah.
And then you see them there. It's like, geez, we haven't seen. And I use Capri Styles because no one sees Capri if it's not on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
She's completely out of the business, and you just don't see her. Whereas there are some, like James, Havana, Candace Vaughn. They're still. They're still in the industry. You're still able to see them, but the ones that you don't see ever is like, oh crap, I get a chance to see them.
I want to say I want to joke and say this, but when I was in college, I would just do all these just graphics and just send them off to random people. And one of the Hall of Fame nominees,
Oh yeah,
she actually
this is my college.
this
is college.
She actually reposted it and had it on her this MySpace age. She actually reposted it and put it on her it was Ice-Lified.
Oh, I met
I never
Candace
met her
Vaughn
in
my first
person,
year.
but
The first year I went.
Who?
I met Candace Vaughn. I think the first year. Yeah.
So
Yep.
and I'm like, I'm looking forward to meeting Nice.
Oh, all these
So-
people.
Yeah, that's probably a person you won't see though.
Okay.
You won't see Ice. she's a family woman now.
Yeah, you got to think that with some of the Hall of Famers, like they've transitioned.
Some of them
like,
have transitioned.
I'm not
completely out.
Thank you, but no, thank you.
Yeah, but you'll see. Let me see this. Cheyenne Jacobs, another one you don't see very often. It has confirmed that she's coming. Beauty Dior has confirmed that she's coming. So, you'll see some of the people that you really don't see very often, and these are girls from the days when I used to direct. So it's pretty cool because it's it brings up memories from the past of the good days. Those were the golden years, the money making days. So and it's good for our new talent to meet the talent that have paved the way for them, like Beauty and Capri. I'm sure they knew exactly who the talent were that paved the way for them. They knew who the spontaneous ecstasies, the Diana DeVoes, the Heather Hunters were when they came in the industry, and I think that's the difference. Met one of the names you just said. Really?
You say you've only met one of them? Well, I mean, a lot of people have only
That's true.
Diana.
Oh,
but
Spontaneous, I believe, came to a show. Maybe you weren't there at that point in time.
I started in 2010. So.
Yeah, but it's just important that you know your history and you get a chance to meet those people.
I imagine it is because if you see a person and they're like a Hall of Fame, or they're inducting, you're like, okay, well, it's good to know they're still alive,
right?
And if they're still in the industry, it's like, okay, this shows that I can have longevity in this industry if I want.
Exactly.
Or if they've transitioned out, they're also like, there's another side. I can transition out and live a regular life.
Right. And I mean, the thing is, okay, so I'm going to use Roxy Reynolds as an example because Roxy has transitioned and moved on from the adult industry. However, she still embraces it. She'll never say she's not Roxy Reynolds. But Roxy has a perfume line that has just come out called the Untold Truth. And she'll be out here because her perfume line is in Macy's in Culver City, which is huge.
Oh, shit.
That's amazing.
That's
huge. One, you were a porn star. Two, you're a black porn star. You're a female. And you have a perfume line. You're doing a meet and greet at Macy's.
Yes.
In Culver City coming up. I don't want to give out the wrong date. It's coming up in July. I think it's July 13th, I want to say, because I'm not here to go to it. July 13th or 14th. But I think that's amazing. So it gives hope for people. You could leave the industry and do some amazing things. Like Heather Hunter, she's a photographer. She has a photography museum in New York. I mean, you can still do amazing things after you leave adult. So it's a good thing to know. And I created Women of Adult for that reason. I haven't done anything with it, but the plan for Women of Adult is for our old school and our new school to meet each other and have brunches, and our old school will come speak to our new school.
Okay, that's
nice. And just pretty much enlighten them on their path and where they're at now and what they have to look forward to while they're in adult. Some pointers while you're in adult, and some pointers on what to do when you leave the industry.
I think that's really good because turns out over the years I've had a couple of clients that have previously been in the adult industry, and then somehow it comes out that they're like, oh, this is this blah blah, and it's like, well, me personally, being around George also, it's like it's a job, it's a part of your life. But a lot of them, it's like, hey, this is my, raw. Being around, this is it's almost like a dirty little secret. And I think it would have, knowing them personally, it would have been better for them to feel like, okay, I can talk to someone. I can, instead of leaving all these people behind when I want to do something else, I can still talk to someone in this industry about also my own struggle trying to, transition out or, hey, letting people know that you can also transition out. It
Right.
might be a struggle or whatever, blah, 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 but having someone to have dialogue in those experiences. Because I can imagine it can be kind of
because I know
lonely.
Yeah,
we've had someone who's like actually stayed at our house for a few weeks when they were transitioning out. They're doing really well now. So
yeah, I mean, you just when it's time to transition, you know, some people don't have a plan. Some people just say they're done and they just want to be done, and that's like the hardest thing, you know, because you go from making all this money to just wanting to be done, and now you're not making anything and you have no plan. So the goal, if you're doing this, is always to have some type of plan. You know, this doesn't last forever. So, I mean, for whatever reason, this is the industry that you've chosen now. You can't do it forever. So there has to be something that you want to do after this is over, whether or not you want to take your image from the adult industry and move and brand it somewhere else. There has to be an end game, I guess I would say. And brand, I mean, and that's another thing, like the girls don't really realize nowadays, like branding yourself, owning your name. So a lot of these girls let their agency own their name, which is insane.
I always say, look, come in with your own name.
Your own name.
Buy your domain name. Buy this, buy that, and have everything to your ownership.
I mean,
don't sign away your name to anybody.
No, and that would be the goal.
When you quit or do anything else, it is still who you are.
You are.
So
yeah, absolutely. That would be the goal.
Reach the end. But is there anything else Urban X related that you want to throw out there? For the people who are listening? Or?
Well, yeah, I just want to tell everybody to visit urbanxawards.com because that's the hub. It has the date, the location, tickets, voting. Anything you need to know is on urbanxawards.com. And, all our social media handle is Urban X Awards for everything. So that's about it. And make sure you guys come out to Urban X Weekend.
I was going to ask you that after, to say the social media, but you beat me to it.
I did.
It's there already.
Hey, right.
If you want to follow us, we are the Burbank Misfits on Instagram. We are Burbank Misfits on Facebook and on Twitter. Twitter.
Instagram, isn't it? Are we?
I already know what's the Burbank Misfits.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Christopher Willie J on Instagram is
Christopher _ Willie with the IE _ J.
Difficult.
Anyway, CC Fitness LA on Instagram and on Twitter. CC Fitness LA on Facebook. CCFitnessLA.com is his website. His gym is in North Hollywood. Come get fit with Chris. Rawstarr on Twitter and on Instagram. What's the other program? And we are at I'm lying. We are at www.burbankmisfits.com. That says everything that we do as far as comedy, workouts, graphics, and video, and all the other website stuff. Talk to you next week. Thank you again for coming on.
Thank you.